Hello, I am Wael Yahya, Certified Financial Technician Expert from the International Federation of Technical Analysts. In this video, we will apply the classical technical analysis tools to the Bitcoin over the short term. Let us start as usual with the general market structure in the Bitcoin and check the monthly chart. It's easy to see the negativity over the market structure. Here we can see that the historical peaks around a resistance around $65,000, and of course it's working as a major resistance, in addition to a zone of around approximately $6,000. This zone is considered a very thick range of resistance, starting from its lower boundary around 29,000 and its upper boundary around 35,000. So it's a very thick resistance area. And if you took notice that the bearish candle is very big with a slight lower shadow, indicating very heavy selling pressure over the monthly chart. And of course it's clear that the correction that took place afterwards is very weak and not as strong as the selling pressure found in the month of June. So the market structure in the Bitcoin over the monthly chart is clearly bearish, and it will stay bearish as long as it is below $29,000. Let us check the long and the medium term picture over the weekly chart. We can notice that we do have a well-established downtrend when we connect the lower highs, the decreasing tops, and the parallel channel line connecting the lower lows. So the weekly chart is confirming the bearishness from the monthly chart, and the weekly chart is showing a clear, well-established downtrend. Of course, there are some times that the cryptocurrency corrects. Sometimes it corrects sharply with high volatility, and other times it corrects in a weak fashion with very low volatility. And that is the case for the time being. But any movement to the upside is considered a correction as long as it is within the clear, well-established weekly downtrend. Let us see the details over the short term over the daily chart. It's clear that the impulsive wave, the previous downward impulsive wave, created some kind of support over the daily chart. This support was around 19,000, and the Bitcoin managed to close 3 times above this level. One, it was in June, the second, start of July, and the third was mid-July. 3 times it managed to respect the 19,000 support. On the opposite side, it had a resistance, clear resistance, around 21,600, and it was a short-term daily resistance. When it managed to break through this resistance, it of course turned it into a clear support after it was a resistance for 2 times before. So after the break of this resistance around 21,660, the Bitcoin started to get into a corrective phase, and this correction was short term over the daily chart, and it did not last long. First of all, it failed to make higher highs, first sign of weakness. Second sign of weakness, of course, it failed to reach the channel line. The third sign of danger, it broke down through the uptrend short-term line, and the final blow came with a great selling pressure candle called Mariposa, and it broke below the horizontal daily support around 21,600. So the daily chart over the short term confirmed all the negative picture that appeared in the weekly chart, and it also confirmed the negative picture from the market structure over the monthly chart. So almost over all time frames, Bitcoin is negative and under very strong selling pressure from the monthly down to the daily chart. And over the short term, it is considered in a negative territory as long as it is below the daily resistance around 21,660. We have mentioned this number more than 3 times now, so it's very important to know that this is a selling pressure level where we do expect sellers to appear. Okay, over the medium term, Bitcoin is also in a negative picture as long as it is below 26,000. It is the place where we could see the downtrend line from the weekly chart is running here around 26,000. So it's also considered negative over the medium term as long as it is below 26,000, and it is negative as long as it is below 29,000 over the long term. So a lot of bearishness over almost all time frames in the Bitcoins, and here is why it is negative, because it is below the monthly resistance around $29,000. So these are the numbers. You can write them down so you can keep tracking the prices of the Bitcoin, and keep in mind that these levels are considered, the Bitcoin is considered negative as long as it is below them, and every time frame has its own number. This is for the daily, this daily and short term frame. This is for the weekly and medium term and long term frame, and this is for the monthly and for the general structure of the Bitcoin. I do not think that you should have any positive outlook for the cryptocurrency for the time being. Instead, we can think of some virtual trading and expect some virtual trading by breaking the supports to the downside, maybe with down targets ranging from 17,000 down to 15,000, maybe less, and we will check here the nearest major support. I can see it around this monthly support, which is 14,000 area. Of course, it may increase a little bit, it may decrease a little bit, but this is the nearest monthly support. Why is it so? Let us check the monthly chart, and it's clear that these levels were considered resistances long time ago, maybe on 2018, 2019. I think it was an area of very strong resistance 2 times. So we do expect that checking it from the opposite side may work as support. Indeed, it is a very critical, important level, and for the time being it will be some kind of support around the 14,000 area, and so it is a long-term target for the impulsive wave in the Bitcoin for the time being. So please don't expect any kind of bullishness in the Bitcoin, And keep in mind that everything is pointing downwards, and the short-term target is around 19,000. Medium and long-term targets may be around 14,000, maybe a little bit less. In order for this very negative scenario to change, we need the Bitcoin to break above the downtrend line from the weekly chart, plus a break above the short-term resistance. Only then we may think of some kind of positivity, until we manage, or the cryptocurrency manages, to break through the monthly resistance. Take care, this area will be considered a very volatile area with a very high risk. Just keep that in mind. These $6,000 area ranging from 28 up to 34 will be marked with very high volatility if these conditions are met. Otherwise, I think it's most probable to continue to the downside, maybe 80 or 85% statistically. That's it for now concerning the Bitcoin. Thanks for watching. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe, and see you soon.